How's it going? It's Steven with Boondocker. Why don't you guys come on in and see what we're all about? We started in the UTV world on the Polaris 900. Really was where we developed a turbo kit that worked really well. And immediately following that, they came out. Polaris released the 1000 motor, and we went to work adapting that kit over to the XP1000 chassis, and with a ton of years of really successful consumer reports back. This is an article that kind of started it all with Jared and Dirt Toys, and it just was the basis of where we were starting, and from there we toned things back a little bit from our full race gas application, and we went more of a pump gas. What is the guy who's driving the dunes and who's our weekend warrior, the guy that just needs to have fun and wants a little bit more power? And so that's really where we shifted the focus of the company, was how can we make that guy have a little more fun on the weekend? And so as we really focused on developing a product that's great for the weekend warrior, and we really went to heart on how can we help guys have more fun, we started to get a lot more attention from guys, industry folks. One of our big builds we did here for Ronnie Renner in his Huckmobile. This is another XP1000 chassis that's got our pump gas application on it, and Ronnie just loves this thing. He can't wait to get in. We've got an RS1 kit that we're putting together for him here shortly, and so we work really well with everybody in the industry, and it's because we're focused on how can we have more fun. And for us, fun is going to the dunes and having a reliable vehicle and making big power. And maybe you're not going to be as fast as some of the drag guys on the hill. Maybe you are, but you're going to have a car that's drivable and reliable. And really, what we're after is fun. So one of the things that's really important for us is that we're a company that's big enough that can support a truly engineered product. And so we're not just a couple guys in a garage banging something out. We're a full staffed company focused on technology, and so one of the things that's important to us is having parts that fit right and they work every time, and a portion of that process involves getting everything drafted up in SolidWorks like we do, and through the entire fabrication process.
When we're working on the intercooler for the Can-Am Maverick, we know that that's a problem for these machines, so we want to make sure that it's functioning correctly and getting the coolest air we can possibly get to the motor, so we don't get any of that horsepower rob. And so essentially, I'll mock up the core, add the shells and the inlets and the outlets and stuff like that, so that we can get that all in there. And then I have to go through verification processes to make sure that things are lining up with the stock stuff, and we're not making a bunch of changes for the customer, that it's just a quick plug and play.
We buy very few products that come pre-assembled or prefabricated. Almost everything we buy is raw stainless, raw aluminum, or raw carbon. And our guys, our team here, are taking care of putting everything together from the prep all the way through assembly and welding. So we'll come back here. Devin is just putting together a Trident muffler
For the X3.
And now one of the things that we take a lot of pride in is how our welds look. We've got some great guys back here in the back, and they're putting down welds, what we like to call bicycle welds. And it's just a same repeating pattern. It's just clean. You can get a look at what he's done here, and we'll get some shots of him welding here in a second. But the guys are putting down a high quality, made in America product, and that's something that we're certainly proud of.
So right now we're just kind of purging it. So this is all stainless. We like to purge the inside so it doesn't trigger on it. Right now I'm just kind of welding the inlet up. We use 2.5 inch V-bend, all stainless for corrosion resistance, and it's high quality. Plus the welds look really nice and look good for a long time. purging it so you maintain color. That's what we're looking for.
So we manufacture our own turbochargers here at Boondocker. We call out all the specs and we have them cast for us, and then we do final assembly here. In our line, we've got two different chargers. We've got the F47, which is a Motorsports specific charger. It comes without an exhaust manifold and it's ready to bolt up, and it's primarily used for us in our snowmobile application and our big Razor 1000 kits. The other turbocharger we have in the line is the Dominator series. We've got two different chargers in our Dominator line, the Can-Am Dominator and the Razor Dominator. Both of these Dominators, what's really unique about them is they come with a cast manifold, and that means you're going to bolt directly up to your motor using the factory hardware, and so it's an easier installation, it's a cleaner installation, and it leaves you with that factory feel. That's something we want for our customers. Both a factory feel and getting out on the sand or out on the trail and knowing that you've got a factory-like accessory that's going to perform and be reliable for you. Alright, so for a quick run through of the Diablo kit. So what the Diablo is our all-encompassing package for the Can-Am. In that kit you're going to get the Dominator, and the Dominator kits always come with a tuner. They come with your turbo kit and the plumbing you need to get that on the sand. And so the turbo kit's going in right now. It's just an upgraded turbo. It's quite a bit larger than the factory turbo. It's got a billet wheel. It's more efficient, but it's also, and most importantly, it's got a larger volume in the case casting. What that's going to let you do is that's going to let you move a lot more air, and that's going to be something that no matter what you do with boring out or a larger wheel, you're never going to get the effect of having that larger casting. That's going to allow you to move more air. Now you certainly can jump power some of these other alternatives, but you can't beat the fact of a bigger, more efficient turbo. And so that's really what we focused on. What else comes with this kit? Because it's the Diablo kit, you're going to get larger, upgraded fuel injectors, and that's necessary for the power we're making. You're going to get a blow-off valve with a vent to atmosphere kit. So that'll come with a filter, everything you need to get that cool blow-off noise. You're going to get our Diablo Intercooler. This guy's about 3 times larger than stock, and that's larger in surface area and flow and cooling capacity. And so this intercooler is rated for about 400 horse, way outside of where we're actually going to be producing, but you can see that we like things to be done right, and we want something that's going to put up with the power we're going to put to this coming down the road. We talked already, you're going to get all of your intake and charged piping. You're going to get a Dynojet Pv3 Tuner, and so this is the newest thing on the market. It's got a great color screen, it's easy to read in full sun, and it's got good resolution. The thing I like about that personally is not only is it an ECU flash tuner, but it's also a gauge. It allows you to put up to 4 channels on the screen at any one time, so you can read your boost pressure, you can see what your timing's doing, really keep an eye on what's going on inside. The next piece you're going to get is our full Trident exhaust system. That comes with the Trident muffler, the cover, and the downpipe. Now all of that's put together with V-band flanges. We have a factory O2 sensor connector bung in there. We also supply an auxiliary O2 bung. And the reason that's important is a lot of guys are wanting to run an O2 sensor directly to their PV3 gauge. Dynojet makes a great kit that allows you to plumb in, and then you can data log what your O2 is doing. So if you have anything come up that looks like it may need some tuning adjustment, or you're just trying to generally troubleshoot your car, the O2 sensor is a great place to start, and Dynojet's got a great solution for that. We're just providing the bung for you to plug that in your exhaust system. And so all of that stainless, like I said, is held together with V-band flanges. It's got the same factory bellows, so you still have that flexibility in your exhaust system. The next thing we're going to go over that you get is our Umhw clutch liner. And so what this liner is actually a really cool product. So we tested a bunch of different solutions. What's going on in the Can-Am is you blow a belt, and there's very limited clearance in the belt guard for the belt to come through. And so the belt's blown, it goes through, it gets in a bind, grabs the plastic, and binds up. All that force blows your case apart. And so guys are getting tired of replacing these clutch guards. What's happening is some people are starting coming out with aluminum or carbon, some of these other materials to try and reinforce that. And what we found is that all these other materials aren't slippery enough. And so a belt starts to bind up and you still end up breaking it. But now instead of breaking a couple $100 clutch guard, you're now breaking that plus a $200 carbon fiber. Our ultra high molecular weight plastic is self-lubricating. It's stuff that was developed around here for dump trucks and potato trucks. So they wanted something that's going to lubricate and get that stuff moving, and we found really good results using that for the clutch liner because the belt blows, it's just able to slip right through there and not damage your case. So we went over the turbo upgrade, we went over the blow-off valve, we went over the intercooler, the injectors, and the exhaust. We talked about the tuner, and that basically encompasses everything you're getting with our kit outside of the weights for the clutching. Now the Can-Am's got a great clutch from the factory, and we just provide some weights to bring it up on RPM faster and hold the correct RPMs longer. We put quite a bit of work into that, and you'll see coming down the road, we're going to release an entire line of exciting clutch products, and it's really going to start with what we have in this Diablo